Hi everyone, Gemma Fisher here from Daybreak Dogs in North Somerset, with a big apology for you all to begin with. I did send out an email late last night saying that I was going to be on the Daybreak Dogs Facebook page at 12 o'clock today, and all the best laid plans, etc, etc. I went to a Craig Ogilvie play workshop with Vodka and Etty today, and it was amazing. If you ever get the opportunity, you definitely have to go and get your dog booked in on one, because he was just brilliant, and I can thoroughly recommend. Just a heads up though, definitely take a tank of oxygen and plenty of water, because well, go do it and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so today's Fisher Fix is all about dogs bringing back stolen treasure. So if you have a dog that is a bit naughty about, I don't know, stealing your glasses case or stealing the remote control, something like that, give me an angry face. Press an angry face on the bottom. Is that something that is causing you stress and grief in your life with your dog at the moment? Now, this is something that is really normal. Here's the first thing I should say, is it's really normal. And one of the reasons that dogs are so keen to steal stuff from us is because it gets such a good reaction from us. So when we're hanging around, just sort of sat on the sofa, and our dog walks past with maybe our expensive glasses case in our hand, in their mouth, or I don't know, something like, oh, somebody told me the other day that their dog had picked up their iPhone. And obviously your iPhone is not a cheap piece of rubbish that you can let your dog take out into the garden and chew. But what's your reaction? Your reaction is, bring that back. And then you run after them. Now, from your dog's perspective, that's like a great big game. I mean, that's just amazing fun. So one of the things that you have to be careful of is that when you do have a dog that likes to take stolen treasure in their mouth, sorry, I call it stolen treasure. I'm sure most people just call it articles around the house, but I call it stolen treasure because it amuses me. That what you're going to do is you're just going to change your reaction to it. That's the biggest piece of advice I can give you to start with. So instead of going, what have you got, in kind of a, you know, it's not like a cross voice necessarily. You might not use a cross voice with your dog, but it might be a slightly, that's a bit irritating. And again, angry faces on the live feed if this is you and your dog at home. So if you come across with that sort of a voice, your dog immediately looks to turn away from you, because in actual fact they're like, this isn't good, and they're going to take that and they're going to move out of your reach. So the thing that I do with my dogs, and you know what, all of my puppies have done this, literally every single one, probably even my perfect little angel Ella has at some point in her life, I can't recall one, but I'm sure she must have done, because she was a puppy once too, and even as a puppy she can't have been perfect then. When they do it, what I want you to do is, instead of doing that "what have you got" voice, I want you to go, oh my goodness, what have you got? That's so clever, that's amazing. So you just change it around. So instead of the puppy going, oh my goodness, I'm rushing off with this, that in actual fact they go, you will never guess what I found. Like, this is the coolest remote control in the whole world. And you just tell them how wonderful they are and how clever they are for finding it. And do you want to do a trade? Should we do a trade? And maybe, I don't know, having some treats in a pot close by the sofa, something like that, where you can just go and dip in and you can say, thank you so much for bringing that to me. So that's a really important first step, is just having a different reaction to your dog stealing things. And you know, do put in the comments below if you are struggling with this, then I want a nice angry face to come up, but also just pop a comment, the sorts of things that maybe your dog steals. So is it your iPhone? Is it your glasses case? Is it your remote control? That sort of a thing, okay? Now, the reason I particularly wanted to do this video was actually because one of my clients asked me a question about their dog does this when they're out on a walk. So unfortunately, you know what, we live in a time where people just drop rubbish, don't they? And there's litter around, and it might just be something harmless, like, I don't know, an old chip packet or something like that, but it can be something potentially more serious, maybe something that your dog, if it went and got hold of, that it might swallow, and we really don't want dogs eating stuff like that and causing themselves any problems, because potentially what's going to happen is you're going to have a very expensive vet's bill, and hopefully a dog that's safe at the end of it. But really, we don't want our dogs to go through that trauma in the first place. So basically, to start with, we're looking at a similar sort of thing. Look at your reaction. Is your reaction causing your dog to run off further with it? And that sometimes just fixes it all by itself. I have an example actually for you. At the riding centre that we hire for our agility training, for some reason, we don't normally have this, but for some reason somebody had left some horse brushes around, and Vodka, who is now 22 months, 21, 22 months, we're down there one evening getting ready to teach, and she finds a horse brush, and she is so pleased with herself. She's like, Mum, you will never guess what I found. And my reaction was, oh my goodness, it's amazing, it's so good. Now, I know that she is responsible for a lot of chew marks on my furniture. So, I do have in my head, I best get this horse brush out of your mouth. I'm not leaving you with the horse brush. But here's the thing, she was just like, oh, Mum, you'll never guess. So she came in, she gave it to me. I found her something else that she could do that was more appropriate. And she was like, okay, we're all good with that. But my other half, he is setting up agility, and he's, in a bit of a rush to get things done. She kind of does the same thing. She walks past him with one of the grooming brushes, and he goes, Vodka, what have you got? In his gruff male voice. And she went, oh, I think I'll be over here with this. And she kind of moved out of his reach. And it was just the difference in reaction. And it was really interesting to me. Same dog, but difference in reaction caused a completely different reaction from the dog. One was, oh, let me show you what I have. And the other one was, ooh, taking this out of here. Okay. So just think about your reaction. That's a really, really big part of it. The third thing that I want you to think about, so we've looked at sort of indoors and we've looked at outdoors, and it's mostly about reaction that I've talked about so far. But one of the other things, and I will definitely be looking to do a future video on this, is how good is your dog when they have a toy? How good are they at bringing that toy back to you and wanting to play with you? Because I would like to guess, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong, then put an angry face now. Okay. So if I'm wrong, as I'm telling you this one, if they don't bring, if they take stolen treasure and they rush off with it and they're inclined to chew it and whatnot, I am going to guess that your dog is inclined, when it has a toy, to run off and go out of your reach with that too. That it's not fussed about bringing the toy back. Or if it does like playing with you, that it does so on its terms. That when it feels like playing a game, it will bring you the toy, and then very obediently you will start playing with it. Okay? So I want you to think about, in your interactions with toys, how the game is going for the two of you. Okay? And as I said, been on an amazing workshop with Craig Ogilvie this morning, and he was just fantastic. There's some really, really good information on his website. Sarah, can you remember his, was it Play With? I will get the name of it and I'll put it in the link anyway. Love for Dogs. Love for Dogs, I think. But I will get the Facebook link anyway for you, and I'll pop it onto the page, because he was just awesome. But as I say, that's one of the things I want you to assess, that with toys, so not stolen treasure, but with their toys that they are allowed to have, what is their retrieve to you like? Okay, and I'm gonna guess that probably the dog has more fun in a game on its own than it does with you. Okay, so that's one of the things that I would get you to do. I would get you to look at what's the balance there of how much fun both of you are having when you're playing. Okay. So I will do more on that retrieve thing, but that's the thing that I would like you to start thinking about this weekend. Just have a look. How does your reaction cause your dog's reaction? Okay, and just see whether or not there's a correlation between my dog running off with stolen things and then your reaction to it. Okay, do you cause the reaction in your dog? Okay, and as I say, we're going to look into retrieve a bit more, but if your dog has a really good retrieve, can I get you to do something now? Could you just click the heart button and just let me know by looking at the little hearts going across the screen if your dog has a really great retrieve at the moment? Oh my, no hearts? Okay, I feel like I have to, because my dogs are pretty good, but I have no hearts to sort of press because I'm doing the live video. So that's what we will work on, okay? And that's what I want you to have a look at over the weekend, if you can start to maybe start thinking about that a little bit, okay? Right, if you found this helpful, which I really do hope that you have, please pop a comment in the bit below just to say, you know, the problem that you were struggling with particularly, and how you're finding it, how you're finding the difference in your reaction, and whether or not that's having an effect, because I'd love to know. If you'd like to know more about when the Fisher Fixes are going live, then if you could go to the Daybreak Dogs Facebook page and click on the sign up button, what you'll find is it takes you to a link and you'll be added to the mailing list. So what will happen is, whenever we're about to go live, and when we have a new topic, or when we're asking you for feedback about what you'd like me to talk about, then you will get informed about that straight away. Okay, so that would be a really really cool thing to be able to keep in touch with you that way. All right then, it's been a really long afternoon with this play session, so I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to wish you a good weekend. Go and have fun with your dogs, enjoy your dogs this weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday for next Friday's Fisher Fix. Okay, bye.